Good evening and welcome into Love Yourself Spiritual Channel. My name is Peggy. Tonight I want to discuss water a little bit, the element of water. Many years ago, I read a lot of the works by Masaru Emoto, and although I didn't realize it at the time, I actually bought oracle cards, not really understanding what those were, but they're actually the first deck of oracle cards that I ever bought. The water crystal oracles, and I don't know if you're familiar with his work, but it is really quite incredible. He did quite a lot of experiments on the vibration of water, and when you freeze water, it forms water crystals. And I'll show you from the cards some of the crystals that he photographed in the water. And you can see they're all really, just like snowflakes, they're all really different. And in his work with water, he found that if you took a tuning fork and you tuned the water to a certain frequency, it would change the crystal. And then as time went on, he found that you could just tape a word to the outside of a glass with water in it and then freeze that water, and it would make different shapes of crystals according to the resonance of that word, that the word actually had power to influence the water. And then some other really interesting facts about water are that water is heaviest at 31 degrees, and it actually helps to regulate the temperature of the core of the earth, because the core of the earth is actually warm and producing warmth. And because its water molecule is hottest or heaviest at 31 degrees, it will continue to fall. And so 31 degrees is the temperature of the floor of the ocean, because that is where water is the heaviest, and then of course gravity pulls on it. And if it were to get warmer or get colder, both, it would begin to rise through the water. So, and that's part of what keeps the cycles, the tides and stuff like that moving. The moon also affects it, but that is one of the contributing factors to the water staying fresh, is a continual turning over of the water, so to speak. And then of course we're 70% water. So the vibration of the water within us resonates with our emotions, of course. And that's why if you see someone who you know is about to cry and you feel for them, and as the love is going out of you and you hug them, a lot of times it actually does cause them to cry, because as you touch them, it actually, the vibration within you goes into that person. And how some people, when they touch you, can just calm you down. They just have a calming effect. And that effect is through the water molecules in each of our bodies exchanging information. And one of the things that during my healing journey I did, when I realized that I didn't really love myself, and that until I learned to love myself, I was not going to be able to receive love from others, and I wasn't also going to be able to love someone else in any more effective way than I loved myself. That both are equal. Both what's going out from you, the quality of love you give to someone else cannot exceed the quality of love that you're willing to give yourself, and you can't receive back from someone else to yourself the quality of love you won't show yourself. So during my healing journey, water actually was a pretty important thing. I would take a glass of water, and this was actually something I learned from Teal Swan, from watching one of her videos. And I'd take a glass of water, and I would sit to meditate, and I would just in my mind imagine, say, my dog, or a horse that I loved, my children when they were little, something that I loved, and I would put that love, I would project that love into my hands and into the water that I was holding. And then I would drink the water. And that was something that I did actually frequently. If I was going to go get a glass of water, I would either write on the glass with a marker, or like a window crayon, the ones they make for mirrors, love, on the glass, and then I would drink it, or I would try to sit down for a few minutes and send loving energy to the water and drink it. Because that's it's kind of a cheat sheet kind of way to get more love into the cells in your body. So today I just thought we would do a quick reading using the water crystal deck that Mr. Emoto work inspired, I guess, that his work inspired. And so I think I'll shift the camera a little bit where you can see the table, and we'll get started. Okay, so I've already called in spirit, and I shuffled the deck a couple of times and set out our stance, so I think we're ready. I'm just going to shuffle one more time, and then we'll see what comes out. Wisdom. There is wisdom in the water. And interestingly, in tarot, when they talk about cups or there's water, it's always depicting the heart space. And there's a lot of wisdom in your heart. These are both wisdom cards. Harmony. Yeah, there's a lot of wisdom and harmony. That is for sure. And I selected a mermaid deck actually for us to work with tonight, which I felt was befitting to our theme. One of the interesting things during my healing journey that I learned, and it was about the time that I was reading some of his work, was something that Pema Chodron said, which she's one of the people that I learned how to meditate from, and really helped me to work with some of the energies that were within me. One of the things that she said was, as humans, we want to get ground in order to feel safe and secure. It's sort of, like, she called it getting ground. And the only way to really feel secure is within your own heart or within your own spirit. And part of the reason that if we aren't loving ourselves and we aren't truly connected to who we really are, to our heart space, and understanding the information that is coming from there to improve our life, we're going to feel ungrounded. And then we want to look for that grounding, for that feeling of security and stability, either in other people or in a job or a place that we live, or in the relationships that are outside of us. And that never really works. And also, because the Divine Spirit wants to work with you, the only way really to feel grounded is first by understanding that you are energy, and that 99.99% of you is the energy of God that's flowing to and through you at all times. And to ground yourself outside of yourself, because you're more energy than you are anything else. Okay. Let's see what Spirit has for us on the subject of harmony. What would you say about harmony? Our supporting energy is the Six of Swords, and the Six of Swords is about moving to calmer waters, to less turbulent waters. Temperance, and that is a card of harmony. Very much so. Knight of Cups, and Six of Pentacles. Well, I think they kicked that one home, by golly. I'm going to go ahead and set out this wisdom card 2. Spirit, what would you give us on wisdom? Nine of Wands. Yeah, there's wisdom in the Nine of Wands, that's for sure. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Cups. Two of Wands. King of Wands. A lot of passion there. Okay. Okay, and so we'll start over here with the Six of Swords. I'll just show you the card. And the Six of Swords is about moving to more peaceful waters. And swords are about the mind. So it's about moving to more peaceful places in your mind. So if you've been, like anxious or had anxiety about a situation, the energy supporting you, or the energy that maybe is needed that you don't see, is just moving your mind to more peacefulness, more calmness. And while this is a mermaid deck, so of course there's water in it, in almost all tarot decks, there is water in the Six of Swords. Because part of what is being called to do is to slow down the thinking, to stop the thoughts, and then also to move into more feeling, which is indicated by the water, because the water always in tarot indicates emotion. And so to move away from the negative thoughts and into more feeling and more peacefulness, and trying to work with both energies a little in a little more peaceful way. And then the next card down is Temperance. And Temperance is that's actually a Sag Power card, major arcana energy, spiritual energy. And Temperance is always depicted by, like, this woman. She has two cups, or two seashells. I don't know if you can see that. Seashells. And passing between the seashells is spiritual energy, love, the flow of energy between them. And she's balancing what is not only within her, but also within the energies around her. That's what the two cups are about, more than one person a lot of times. And Temperance is not it's not a very comfortable energy always. It does take time. It takes time to consider the balance between those energies. And so a lot of times it will indicate some time is passing, or time is needed to do the balancing. It'll indicate. So the Temperance card is wonderful. And then the next card down in the emotional energy is the Knight of Cups. And once you've done the tempering of the energies and the balancing of the energy within you, of the passion energies within you, then the Knights are about taking that energy, that balance, and moving it forward outside of you, moving it out into the world. And then the last card down in the spiritual energy is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving in equal measure. It's about having that balance. So as far as consolidation on this line with harmony, I think Spirit did a really beautiful job of explaining it. So let's move over to the Wisdom card. And the energy that you maybe don't see or appreciate that's supporting the wisdom that you have is the Nine of Wands. And wands are passionate energy. And the Nine of Wands, because 9 is close to the end of a cycle, the Nine of Wands a lot of times in tarot will be called the Wounded Warrior. And it's a card, because it's not at the end of the cycle, it's a card that still calls for persistence, that the struggle isn't actually done, but there's a lot of wisdom the nines carry a lot of wisdom with them. They've lived. And the wounded warrior, he's seen the battles. He's been there for the wars. He understands the war isn't over, but he knows he's close. He knows he's close to the end. And there is a lot of wisdom in a nine, in the Nine of Wands. And then the next one down is a Queen of Cups. And of course, this is the one who knows her heart space. She has a full heart. She knows the worth of her heart. She knows the value of her heart. And it does take wisdom to understand your value. And that the value that you have, I think it's interesting that the Queen of Cups comes out here. The value you have is in your heart. It is a strong heart. It's not a heart that overgives. It's a heart that gives and with harmony wants to harmonize and receive as well. Because queens are receptive energy. They are about receiving. And the next card down is the Two of Wands. Is the Two of Wands. And in a lot of decks, the Two of Wands, the person will be depicted having in one hand the wand, and it's a lot of times is out to the side, which is the passionate energies. It's the possibly the things that person or that you are wanting or that are important to you. And then in the other hand, the person will be holding the globe, which is their whole world. And it's sort of twos are about balance, is trying to balance your own passions and then your responsibilities, those things in life that you are responsible for taking care of. And so again, about balancing, it's about knowing what you're responsible for, making a plan, but not forgetting that you have passions that are unique to you that are important, and not to leave those out. And the last card out in the spiritual energy of the downline is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is the ultimate competitor. He, if you want to send a king to war or an energy out that isn't going to want to lose and is going to want to win and knows its value, you're going to want to send the King of Wands. That's a lot of passion, a lot of passionate energy. And anything that you want to do, you're going to want to do passionately. You know, the Nine of Wands isn't going to want to quit at a 9. The wounded warrior wants to complete his calling. He wants to complete the war. So I think we'll just I did get a couple of clarifiers. This is a little messages from the Mermaids deck. Let's see what Spirit might have to give us from this one. Okay. That took a long time. They didn't want out. Okay, take the helm. Be in control of your own ship. Definitely. Everything starts with the self. Everything always starts with you. Whether you're harmonizing just within you, you'll always have to harmonize within you before you can effectively harmonize with someone else in a situation that's uncomfortable. That's just a universal truth. If your energies aren't consolidated and in a line, it's going to be very difficult to balance the imbalance with you with someone else and with what their needs are as well. Breathe. Break from beneath the water surface and soar up into beyond the turquoise sea. And I think part of harmonizing, when you're harmonizing just within yourself, taking time for yourself, taking time to taking a time out from stressful situations. One of the things that I did learn to do that was really important was to disconnect my energies from other people so that I could get really clear about what I really felt. And I can remember the first time I did it, it was actually kind of a shocking experience because I didn't realize how strong my own emotions were. They were so muddled by what I felt were the needs and then of course the feelings, the emotions of other people. And all that looks like, it's not difficult to do. All that looks like is just, I did it in the bathtub, but you can do it just sitting. sit and get quiet within yourself and close your eyes, and in your imagination, just imagine like from your heart space, as if they're electrical cords, just seeing yourself unplugging from the energies, because we are connected to everyone in our life through etherical cords or energetic cords, because emotional energies move faster than the speed of light. And so a person is never more than a thought and emotion away from you. And we're always sending, especially if we're in a conflict with someone, we're always sending that energy back and forth between us. And so in order to disconnect your energy from them, I would simply just sit down, visualize that, and say, I lovingly release you at this time to the care and keeping of the universe, so that I may be within my own energy field. And then I also say, and I call back to myself all of my fragmented energies, that I may be whole. And please lock my energies at this time. And then I just sit and I be with my own energy. And it's unbelievable the clarity that will bring you, and the insight. And you'll actually find that your wisdom is in the wounded warrior. That those energies within you, that wisdom is in you. And it will clear up a lot of confusion if you're confused. So just something to do. Okay, that's what I have tonight. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that it helped someone. And be blessed. Namaste.